Hey, by the way, do we have Dave Clark? The quote that I wonder if we have anything on that. Well, we can always bring it up. Last night, the moderator, got it. Last night, the moderator brought up Dave Clark and what he said about how the police can't fix every problem.
Take a look.
Okay.
Wake up, USA. This is Daybreak on your radio. This is America's original news magazine, Daybreak USA.
Hi, friend. Angie Austin here on Daybreak USA. It is a Wednesday. We've got the hurricane to talk about. We have the hurricane of a debate to talk about, which, by the way, the VP debate was much better than I expected it to be. And then we got some lighter stories, but one that's super sad about that little boy, the 6-year-old that was killed. By the way, John, before we get to the story about the 6-year-old who was killed in the shooting at the school in South Carolina, I was talking about this with some friends. In my Bible study, that family blows me away in terms of the mom's ability to already forgive, and the boy's love for his faith. He was a little Christian, this little 6-year-old. So we'll get to that story later. But a lot of people are shocked by the mom already saying that she has forgiveness in her heart for that young shooter who just turned 14 years old.
What a tragic story. We'll talk about that in a minute, but this hurricane, this is a big deal, and they're saying it could wipe out a lot of lives and property, and it's on its way to the United States. Now there's a hurricane warning out for Florida as Matthew barrels off the Gulf as a strong Category 3 storm. They're saying that there could be 70-mile-an-hour winds by the time it gets here, and as much as 4 inches of rain. That's for parts of Florida, and that's already set for today. National Weather Service says the threat to lives and property is high with this one. It's killed at least a half a dozen people in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. It hammered Haiti and Cuba last night. Maybe while you were watching the VP debate, that's when it struck with 140-mile-an-hour winds yesterday. Just an unbelievably big storm.
All right. Last night, I was very impressed by the debate. I was impressed by Pence. I was a little irritated. Tim Kaine seemed a little unhinged. He reminded me a little bit of Howard Dean, a little off the hook at one of our earlier guests, that it was like Tim Kaine had too much coffee on an empty stomach and he was ready to explode at times. So at last night's debate in Virginia, the candidates talked about the war on terror. Mike Pence said strengthening immigration is a big part of fighting terror.
I mean, Donald Trump has called for extreme vetting for people coming in to this country so that we don't bring people into the United States who are hostile.
Now, Pence says that there's no question that America is less safe under the Obama administration.
We've weakened America's place in the world. It's been a combination of factors, but mostly it's been a lack of leadership.
Now, Tim Kaine pointed out the Clinton campaign's terror strategy specifically.
First, we got to keep taking out their leaders on the battlefield. She was part of the team that got bin Laden, and she'll lead the team that will get Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the head of ISIS.
All right, I have to tell you, I'm really looking forward to talking with Alan Sachs, John, about Bill Clinton. It's very controversial right now. He actually called out Obamacare, called it a crazy system, criticized it, and then Obama did cancel one of his campaign events in Florida. He says it's because of the hurricane, but he cannot be happy with what Bill had to say about Obamacare. Anyway, we'll talk with Alan Sachs about that. So we'll continue with politics with Alan, and of course, we'll break down more specifics on the VP debate. Because
so
I did. By the way, did you see how many times Kaine interrupted? I didn't like that.
And Fox did a poll. I think they counted 70 times that he interrupted during last night's 90-minute debate. It was pretty significant.
It's a lot. All right, let's get to our sad story of this sweet little boy.
Superheroes, Angie, are the theme for visitation and funeral services for that South Carolina 6-year-old who was killed in that school shooting. Visitation for Jacob Hall was held last night. His funeral today. At 11 o'clock Eastern time, he'll be dressed as Batman, who's his favorite superhero. Many of those who went to last night's visitation were also dressed as superheroes. He passed away over the weekend, fighting for his life, days after he and 2 others were shot by a teenager at an elementary school. Just tragic, but he will be Batman today at his funeral.
I was so hopeful when I heard that he was shot in the leg that he would survive. And we were talking to my pastor about the story. And he said, well, he had to have had more than a gunshot wound to the leg. It was his femoral artery, and he'd lost 75% of his blood. And so, during the, rescue efforts, there were, moments that he was not able to be helped yet. And so that's when he was, in dire straits because of the blood loss. Just a heartbreaking story. All right. Let's talk about Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. He's leading a company that plans to test a system that would let astronauts escape if something went wrong during a launch. Now, the crew capsule being tested this morning is supposed to break away from the rocket after liftoff and parachute to the ground if there are problems. I just want him to get the shipping down, because if you're not a Prime member, no, I am so angry at Amazon. I barely shop with them anymore. I mean, I shop with them every week, but if you're not a Prime member, like I used to get my stuff in 5 days. Then I did Prime. I got it 2 days. Now I don't do Prime anymore because it's like $100 and some bucks. I don't need to spend that. I don't care if my stuff takes 5 days. No, now it takes 11 or 12 days. Sometimes it takes 5 days for it to actually leave their building. So I've read a few articles that say if you're not Prime, you really pay the price now, because the Prime people, they get all their stuff, and then you wait and wait and wait. 11, 12 days to get like a kid's birthday present? Are you kidding me? Anyway, all right, Clinton is bashing Obamacare. We're going to talk about that. Lieutenant Randy Sutton with Blue Lives Matter. Someone went in to get blue and gray balloons for a police officer's funeral, and the clerk would not fill the order because they're anti-cop. A lot more coming up on Daybreak. All right.
Don't you hate when the battery in your mouse is going dead?
No.
You're scrolling and moving around and it's not doing anything.
No, I don't like those wireless. No.
Terrible.
No. Because what if you don't have batteries? What are you supposed to do?
Hello.
Good point. Morning.
Hi, Therapist Lisa.
We're on live Facebook.
Yeah, cool.
Do you have your little picture up, Therapist Lisa? Oh, good. There's Therapist Lisa.
I'm live.
Are we still live? Do you want to restart it, or are we just going to stay up live?
Let's stay up, I think. Unless he's restarting the stream.
I'm all party below. I have my shorts on for working out.
Do you want to start a new stream?
Sure, I guess we could, and then that way I can share it.
Okay.
Separately.
I can share that, separately.
All right. Give me a minute.
Trevino's getting its exercise.
Yeah, no
Just
kidding.
run back and forth to different computers to make this all work. It's awesome. The man's a genius.
Because I'm going to share it right now.
Okay.
Oh, I think that's it. I think it just got up. No, 8 minutes ago. No, I need the brand new one. Hope it just pops right up.
Yeah, it just got up.
Good. Okay, and then go to Daybreak USA. Oh, Dan No is loving our little Facebook feeds. He is so cute. He's a guy that works with us, Lisa, back in Phoenix.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so Therapist Lisa. How to steps to prevent being overwhelmed, or what is it? What's the title, Lisa?
Yeah, I think that's good. How to handle steps to decrease feeling overwhelmed. There you go. I don't have the article up, but we could wing it kind of like what we did yesterday.
What?
Yeah, and I put the steps in there for Angie, so maybe you just read them and then she...
Okay, yeah, because I don't have it up. I can't cheat now that I'm live.
You are so funny.
I'll reply to you and just give you the steps.
Yeah, just give me... I have steps anyway, so...
All right, here we go on 5.
You are so funny.
The moon comes up and the sun goes down. We find a little spot on the edge of town. Twist.
Welcome back to Daybreak USA.
Well, that sweet song certainly helps to prevent you from being overwhelmed. Are you overwhelmed? Let's see. I get up at 3 a.m. I've got 2 radio shows every day, and I've got 3 kids, and they're in 5 sports, and my husband has a startup, and I don't have a car right now because my husband's car was totaled, and he took mine. Yeah, I'm overwhelmed. All right, Therapist Lisa is here, and she has steps to prevent you from being overwhelmed. Hi, Therapist Lisa.
Good morning, Angie.
All right, several steps. So you say step back and put things in perspective. I agree. This is like that whole gratitude thing, like count your blessings. It could be worse.
Right. And you also want to take a step back so you're not overwhelming by all the projects or activities that you have to do, right? So one, prioritize it. You know, some things are more urgent than others. And, you know, even if you feel like 5 things are really urgent, just take the top priority one, and just take steps onto that.
I have like a whole to-do list, and then I have a calendar that's all slated out. And John, if you're there, producer John, hey, you've seen my calendar. It's insane, isn't it?
Yes,
Oh, see,
Angie.
he's so overwhelmed.
It is, Angie. It's unbelievable. It is. Oh boy, I cannot believe what you do. I admire you, Angie.
Thank you, John. Okay,
Yeah.
therapist Lisa, continue with your tips.
And you know what? Looking at a big calendar, that could overwhelm you as well, because you have so many things on it, right? So only maybe put the top 3 things and then break it onto steps. Look at, you're like cracking yourself up. Hey, that's a good thing for overwhelmed. Laugh at yourself, right?
That's how I overcome my stress. No, it helps me to have the calendar, because then it takes the stress of trying to remember off. Even on my cell phone, I have numerous alarms that go off to say, like, wake Hope up for choir. Don't forget to get the suits for swimming. You know, remember to bring the baseball gear. And I set those alarms in my phone because I have less stress when I know that I have reminders. And that, so you say eliminate things that don't matter. But I also say, you know, set alarms or put it in your calendar if it's something you should not forget, because I work with too many people, Lisa, or come into contact with too many people who maybe are guests on my show, and they're, well, I forgot, or I this or that. Like, no, set things up so you don't forget. Like, if your boss tells you to do something, put it on your to-do list. Okay, step 3, don't do everything, just do something. So I think with that list, you have to have things at the top of the list that you have to get done that day, and then the other things on the list that can be done later. So you don't have to be overwhelmed by doing everything today.
Exactly. And what you want to do is break those steps down. We talked about, you know, you go to school or college and you see the whole syllabus and you get overwhelmed by seeing everything, right? So take one step and even make points out of that one step. And that's what I do with my clients a lot. They'll come in and we'll say, okay, step 1, and how can we break step 1 down into manageable steps? Because once you make it manageable, it decreases that feeling of being overwhelmed.
You know, and my old producer, Bill, you know, Bill, he would always say,
Angie, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. That is how we will tackle this project.
And it's true. It's like, you know, it's huge. It's overwhelming, but like I can have a nibble. So just like slowly get started. Don't do everything. Do something. And then you say you can't multitask. So you have to give 100% focus to what you're doing right now.
There's proof that multitasking does not work because you can't focus on any particular thing. You're focusing on too many things, and then things get, you know, under the cracks, so to speak. So you really want to focus on one thing at a time and complete that one thing before you move on to the next thing. And then you'll be successful at each of those steps.
Okay, my husband can't even drive a car and talk on the phone at the same time and remember our own exit off the highway. He's missed our own exit. And I don't want to say anything because then I seem like, don't forget to go get off on our exit, because then well, of course I won't forget our own exit. So a lot of times I stay quiet, and then he passes the exit because he's on the phone. So finish the task to completion. I have to say my husband's very good at that. Like if he starts tile, he finishes it. If he starts a hardwood floor, he finishes it. I know a lot of people have like a whole bunch of different projects going and that drives you crazy. Therapist Lisa, your website?
It's lifesupportinstitute.com.
You're the best, Therapist Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Don't be overwhelmed.
I won't. Thank you. Dr. Alan Sachs talking about the VP debate, and also Clinton, Bill Clinton saying Obamacare is a disaster. I don't think Obama liked that. And then for a cop's funeral, they wanted to get special balloons, and the clerk wouldn't fill the order.
Do you want to say live to Sachs?
Pardon me? What going on with my hair? Something's weird going on there. Want to stay alive with Sachs? Nah. He's not on.